We got some funds. Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now we have one more. And so one of my coaches, I think he may have already posted. I don't know. I'm not going to look that way. I'm going to look this way. And maybe he already, no, I can't look at you. All right. We are so grateful to have DSTV is going to record our next section. And as you know, what's that 4-letter D word that we always want to talk about in PBIS? There you go, Miss Adams. Data. Okay. I don't know what y'all laughing for, but data is the word that we talk about in PBIS every month. Okay. And there we go. And Q from DSTV is going to be recording our next guest who's coming up to speak with us about data and how the program that he's going to represent today helps out with that. And I'm trying to give a little bit of time to Q to get ready in the back to record. So that's why I'm trying to take my time before our guest speaker comes up. But if you can, for about 1 minute, turn to your neighbor, tell them how is your team addressing data. Go.
All right, we hear some interesting and involved discussions around using data. We want to share out just a bit as we prepare for our recording. So if you hear my voice clap one time, if you hear my voice clap twice, so let's share out some of what came out of that conversation with you. How are you all using and utilizing your data? How are you analyzing and using it?
I was talking with this lovely lady from Stevenson Middle School, and she told me that this is the first year they're using Swiss, and I told her that first year, I told her we've been using Swiss for probably about 2-3 years maybe, and that first year was really tough, but you really got to get that buy-in from your principal. The principal said no admin or anyone will be assisting you with picking up a kid unless the data is put into Swiss first. So that made the biggest difference when it came to putting that data in.
So when it comes to making sure we have data to even work with, step one, how do we get that buy-in? Those reminders are key. And I've seen that too. You know, some situations we have to respond for our staff who are outside of the building who respond to behavior, but really enforcing, reminding whoever witnessed it, let's make sure that you also document it.
So for us, we talked about our school as well, and she did make a point, and she said they're still gathering data, which is what we're also doing, because it is my first year at my school. So the way my school has done it prior to Swiss is that it goes to our AP, and she's very like OCD, which I love about her. I think I'm like the first one who's really embraced that OCD. I'm like, I love this about you. And we've actually used the data from last year that me and I were able to sit together, and we've been able to actually use that to make some steps, even though it's the beginning of the school year. So for example, I used that data for discipline. We noticed that it was mostly our second grade boys, and it was like a particular set of boys, like our eye-achieving boys, but just with just behavior, misunderstandings is what I call it. I don't try to call it an issue. And I've been able to actually create a small group, which we just ended yesterday, and it's been working. I would say right now, according to my data with the small group, I have about 85%, improve in that. So, but now that we started using Swiss, our teachers are already using that to input their information. And because prior to actually using Swiss, apparently my AP had it. So she actually made a QR code so that when the teachers do put it on IC, or when they actually scan the code, it goes directly to her. So.
Thank you so much for that. So a part of what we heard in that is that even if you have not gotten Swiss up and fully running, there's some other sources of data. And even if we're looking at last year to see some trends, or last month or earlier in the year, you can still start there. So start somewhere. And so today we'll get some strategy, some assistance. Who's heard of Magic School? Who's already using Magic School? I see some hands. What are you all using it for? Everything. Oh, everything. Give me some examples. Newsletter. Interventions.
Talking points with you.
It is AI. Talking points for like staff meetings and such.
For even groups, even with when kids have infraction behavior?
Talking points when working with groups of students. I was thinking of that. We have a pep rally coming up at one of my schools, and I was thinking I'm going to ask Chat to give us some PBIS, very friendly language, because some of our administrators, their natural language may not be completely aligned. So definitely talking points to have an idea of what to say. Oh, goodness, 504. All the things. So this is AI. It's an AI platform, as you see. And we're going to have our speaker come up, and he's going to tell us more. We're so excited. Thank you so much.
Hey, y'all. All right. I'm James. So great to be here. I actually randomly stayed at that hotel like probably a month ago, and I was like, oh man, I'm back here in the same place. So excited to be here. I was personally a teacher and a principal, so I taught in Indiana, I taught in California, and then I was a school leader in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live now. And so, how many of you guys have used Magic School? Have logged in? Okay. So this session is going to be super heavy in work time, right? Because I want you to get as much out of this session. I've been there. I've been through trainings, and I'm like, what did I get out of that? I want you to walk away feeling like this guy saved me like 5 hours a week is my goal. So Magic School, we were founded 2 years ago when AI kind of came out, right? Like, who here's a ChatGPT user? Is it nuts that was 2023? It's 2025 right now. It's October in 2025. So we are a AI company that is derived of 80% former educators. So 80%, including the folks that are coding for us and engineers, K through 12 teachers. Our CEO started his teaching career in Atlanta Public Schools. He's had 3 jobs: teacher, principal, and CEO and founder of Magic School. Taught himself how to code 3 languages, way smarter guy than I am. But with that being said, we take in information, we hear about issues that might be happening or things that are taking up time, and we come up with solutions. So it's not just this complete workaround, right? AI is here, we want to make it usable. I'm going to be slightly awkward for this because I sit at the back table so I can drive at my laptop. Now I do want you guys, if you have your laptops, pull your laptops out and go to magicschool.ai. Just as a reference point, right now, from your domain, right? So from y'all's domain, you guys have over 3,000 teachers already using Magic School. So 3,000 teachers already using Magic School with over 170,000 generations. We are the safest AI platform out there that exists. So our safety rating is at 93%. As a reference point, GPT is at a 48%. We do not take in any of your data or information. You know, you hear this word LLM, which is a large learning machine, which is essentially continually getting bigger, this brain. We don't do that. So we are COPPA, FERPA, SOC 2 compliant, allowing you for the use of data, right? Like in terms of what you guys are going to be doing today. Now, I will say, just as a reference point, it needs to be static data. And so we have a Chrome extension, which I'll have you guys log into. But the best way is to have a set period in time, right? And so you think about like attendance data, it changes every day. Well, still just taking a snapshot of that with a, print, save as a PDF, and then attaching it in is going to give it a static period of time to be able to analyze. So just as a reference point there. Now, in terms of like 1 to 5, which is my next slide here, how familiar are you with Magic School? So I primarily taught middle school and elementary. 5th grade was my jam as a teacher. 1 being brand new, 5 being like I'm making custom chat bots, and this is like I can't survive without Magic School on a daily basis. If I can get a show of hands. All right, we got a 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, I would say that's probably like a 2, 7, about 2, 6, 2, 7. We're going to go through the full gambit here. Now, in terms of using your just our time today, quick overview: using Reina, prompting elements. You guys trying Reina. collection of tools with their data, the PBIS, Swiss, Tier 1 interventions, and some Q&A. What we are at the start, right? Before Brandy and I started talking. So Brandy and I connected, and she's like, hey, like I would love for you to help build out some tools for our teachers. And I'm like, and our coaches. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let's brainstorm. So we spent a couple hours brainstorming, right? And going through things. And so these 3 tools that we're going through are custom made for y'all. Now, in terms of just out of the box, we have 80 customizable tools for teachers, 50 customizable tools for students. We also provide you the safest platform, but this is all the free version. In the paid version, which we'll get into hopefully next year, but what I'm going to be going through is all free. We're not going to ask you for your credit card or anything like that, right? But it's fully customizable for your district, so everything is just for DeKalb. DeKalbize, I guess you would say. Which is nuts. This is just 6 million teachers using this worldwide. Fastest growing ed tech company ever. 16,000 schools and districts. All right, we don't need to do that. Oh, they're calling me. Can someone answer this for me? They're calling me about Chick-fil-A, y'all. All right, this is the important slide. I need you all tabbed up. So in your tabs, I know there's like not a great way to do this, but I got some tiny URLs here. But you want to have Magic School up. You want to have these 5 URLs up, and then any of your own things that you're currently working with. So maybe your Swiss, maybe some of your custom, your school curriculum, student reports. But if you guys could tab up for me, that would be fantastic. The most important ones to have up, just as a side note, number 1 and number 5. I don't know why I put them in that order, but number 1 and 5 are going to be most important. The Chrome extension is cool. Who here has a Chrome extension on their computer? It works in Edge too. Okay, so the Chrome extension essentially it follows you if you want it to, and so like as you're in Swiss.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I already had that too.
Yeah.
So it took me to where I already was at.
Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine. If you already have an account, just go. You can just log in, just the normal way. I just want you to have one of those tabs open. Let me see. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now, if you already have a Magic School account and you type in that URL to add a collection, it's going to add a button for you. It's going to add something to your Magic School instance. Yeah. All right, cool. Brandy already sent some stuff too, which is there's a link to the custom tools for Georgia, and then the DeKalb slides and usage. Except for the collection. The collection is new. So number 5, yep. So number 5, that is myself and our engineers working to make sure that this is available for y'all. We did this. The finished product, y'all, was Saturday at like 6 p.m. So it's as you guys know, AI is constantly changing, right? And so as we go through and iterate on things, it is going to continually evolve in a better way. I'm going to move forward on the slide. If you guys haven't got it done, you can take a photo of this real quick with your phones just to have it. But we'll come back to it. All right, cool. We don't need it. So this is just y'all's district report, and then overall as a state, this is kind of crazy. I don't even know how many total teachers there are in Georgia, but we got 49,000 teachers currently using Magic School, with over 3 million generations. Now, the reason I show this for the folks that are ones here, and it looked like everyone has been using, ChatGPT. Let's go back. Let's go back to our own childhood. Who can tell me the parts of a sentence? Subject, predicate. We got some punctuation, right? A capital letter. Why do we know that? Probably some, first grade teacher teaching us a song. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and Toledo, Ohio. And, it's probably one of my teachers teaching us this stuff, right? And that's a beautiful thing. And now we have this new thing called AI. And we have this thing called a prompt. And prompting influences everything that we do. The better the prompt, the better the response. Who can tell me the elements of a good prompt? Being specific, okay. What else? What's that?
So I use the prompt prep.
Yeah.
So I use prompt, role, tell the role that I want AI to play, explicit, and then I use parameters.
Okay, look at you.
So that's
That is spot on. That's one of the best answers I've heard as I give this presentation. Kudos. So very, very solid answer there. So persona, who you are. You're telling this chatbot, you're telling them what it is. You're an expert educator in the state of Georgia. You are a helpful tutor. Objective, what do you want the AI to do? Audience, who's it for? What's it doing? Context, how does it know what to do? How does it know how much to do? How little to do? And then boundaries, right? So what are your boundaries? Do you want it covering 7 standards? Do you want it covering 1 standard? And so as we go into anything that is like Raina, and Raina is essentially our version of GPT, it's just a lot safer. I would argue that it's better. But there are some tips and tricks. So because it is a language model, we have to use language. So if you use all caps, it is emphasizing it as you're prompting. If you're using all caps, it's like you're yelling, I need this done. Now, if you say, I want it shown in columns and rows, this is an important one. I'm a big spreadsheet guy. If you say, I want it in columns and rows, it's going to give it to you in table form, which makes it really easy to copy over into any Excel file. This is a little bit more advanced one, but if you want a tree of thoughts, how did it get to this answer? How did it spit this out? What happened? Right? Like, how did it get to this area? It's like, who here remembers MapQuest, right? Like, MapQuest had all the different turns. It's kind of like a MapQuest of how you've gotten your response. This is just going to help us as we dive into Raina. So I'm going to go into our platform now. And for those of you who have not seen the platform, I think it's amazing. But as you're in here, you're going to see that I have all of my different tools set up, right? So everything's already here. I have some of my favorites. Now we have that category, and this is the folder that y'all have now, which is that Georgia folder. You're going to see that you have the PBIS tool, the Swiss drill down tool. You also have tier 1 strategies, and we'll get into those. But for right now, we're just going to go right into Raina. So as I go into Raina, you're going to notice that Raina is just like any other LLM that you're using. However, you can choose your model. Fastest, smartest thinking. I can attach anything here that I want from my Google Drive or my OneDrive or from my phone. You can actually take photos using your cell phone. You can log into Magic School. You can take photos of student work, handwriting, math problems. It will analyze those, give feedback. It's pretty incredible. I also have web search. So web search is enabled through this LLM called Perplexity that allows you to get real-time answers. Now, within Raina, we're going to all try to use the elements of a good prompt to make one happen. Now, I'm going to use this voice recording because I'm lazy. Now, as I go through, you're going to see that hey, Brandy, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. All right, so you're gonna hear me use this recording button a lot because it's kind of complicated to be like, what am I gonna write? What am I gonna put in here? It doesn't need to be perfect. And that's why I tell students, that's why I tell teachers, use your voice, tell it everything. Tell it everything that you want. Be greedy. Can we all say be greedy? Be greedy. Ask for more than you think you want. Give that context. So what I'm going to do here, there was just some NFL games this past week. And you are an expert math educator in the state of Georgia. Please use the statistics from the NFL games that happened this past weekend in 2025 to come up with, let's do 8 math problems based upon 7th grade standards in the state of Georgia. Now, I would like 2 of those to be an extended word problems with multiple choice, multiple DOK levels addressed. I want 2 open response, and then it's your call on the other ones. But please make sure to use the stats from the NFL games. Also translate this to Spanish for me, and be sure to title the questions with the standard that you use. One of the things that I did as a teacher for a tier 1 intervention is make it relatable, right? So everyone would be like, it's usually boys. I'm a boy. I got a boy. He's kind of crazy, right? It's okay. But making it relatable and what they're interested in is gonna what are you talking about, Jackson Dart? What's he talking about? No, this is real time, right? And so prior to this, we would have to take our curriculum, then we'd have to go to the stats from the NFL games on ESPN and say, what is this? How does this work? Da 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 da. Now, I just literally, you heard me, I just spoke into it. I'm being greedy. I'm press generate. Now it's gonna get loud in here because I'm gonna have you all do the same thing. You have to get real close to your microphone. It's okay. Oh, it's given to me all in Spanish first? I don't need them all in Spanish. I might have to change that. I don't even know how to read that. My wife does. All right. We're going to say translate to English because James needs to know how to read this. Translate this to English, and I don't know why you didn't use multiple choice on a couple of them. Please make it multiple choice for at least half, and also label the DOK level. Oh, in Raina? Yes. Yeah, right here. Right here.
You know how you had the resources where it had like things specific to Georgia?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. How did you get to that page?
Oh yeah. I'll put that URL on the screen again for us. I'm just going to do this generation real quick, and then I'll pull that back up for us. So what you're seeing here is it messed up the first one. It's okay, right? I just talked to it again. Say you messed up. Please give it to me the way that I wanted. Now it's coming through. Now this is the element of a good prompt. Now I'm going to pull up on the screen the URLs again. But right now what I want you to do is, you can use your fingers to type, or you can use your voice. Get greedy and try to use the elements of a prompt. Get creative. Think about it. It could be a solution. My wife uses this to figure out what she's cooking for the rest of the week, right? She does crock pot meals. She's a nurse, so she does crock pot meals, and she also gets some different genres and stuff. But get greedy. I'm gonna pull up the URLs real quick. You guys have 3 minutes. Use Raina. Elements of a good prompt. Go. I'll be right there. I'm pulling up the. For folks that want to add that collection, it is number 5. So if you go to a new tab on your web browser and you type in that tiny URL, elements. Yeah. So persona, boundaries, objective, context. That's usually all I use.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's all right. Y'all don't need to be shy. You guys can speak into it. You talk to it. Be greedy. Does anyone want to share? Is anyone brave enough to share what prompt they use and what their response was? Yeah, cool.
Hey, Raina, what are some effective strategies to address staff concerns about PBIS? Here are some effective strategies. Create safe spaces for staff to openly share their concerns without judgment, acknowledge their feelings, and validate their experiences. 2, provide clear information, clarify what PBIS is and isn't, dispelling myths and misconceptions, use concrete examples to show how it benefits students and staff. 3, involve staff early, engage staff in planning and decision making to increase ownership and reduce resistance. 4, offer targeted training, provide practical, hands-on professional development tailored to staff needs and concerns.
Awesome, thank you so much. I love that. Now you can take it a step further too to continue that conversation. The beautiful thing is now turn that into an email. Turn that into an email and write it to a parent. It's literally the next thing you could say. You could say, I have, these students, and this is their current situation. Can you come up with a check-in, check-out system for them, using smiley faces with a rubric out of 4 for their 5 teachers? They're really into stickers. Whatever you want to do, you can be greedy and ask for it. Continue that conversation. It is not just a call out and answer. It is a conversation, right? You can continue that and ask all the questions that you want. You're getting the power of 5 of the best LLMs combined into one with bumpers, right? So that's essentially what we've done. That's our biggest cost as a company, is that we partner with the large LLMs, put bumpers and guardrails for education, and give you all that power for free. And hopefully, enterprise. But now, I'm going to go into this next piece here. As I go into, I'm going to scroll down. If y'all want real quick, I'm just going to show you that on your cell phone, we don't have an app. You literally just go on your cell phone to magicschool.ai. But the beautiful thing is that you're going to see, this is me. I'm in a McDonald's parking lot in Mobile, Alabama. This is about 2 weeks ago. This went live. So this is me literally taking a photo of my own handwriting, asking it to grade and give me feedback on these math problems. I got a couple wrong on purpose. The other side, I tried to write my best work as a 4th grader about my favorite animal. It's giving me feedback. But this is absolutely incredible to think about as I'm walking through, trying to work with small groups. I've been there, right? I coach new teachers too. Students struggling, students over there talking, but I need to help this group over here. Being able to quickly take a snapshot, giving that direction, hopefully nonverbal, right? Getting kids back to work. But being able to use your cell phone, whether this is at home, telling parents about it, if they're like, I don't know how to help my student, I don't know what to do. Well, just the power of AI kind of in everybody's hands. Now I'm going to show you real quick. Now this was that Chrome extension link, right? So that Chrome extension allows you to have Raina wherever you're at. You see that little M down in my corner of my screen? So now I am, on this other web page, but Magic School is here with me. Magic School is following me and I can literally copy whatever it's there. I do this for social media posts all the time. I'll go, probably use it for this, honestly, right? I'm just here. I'm gonna be like, I was just at DeKalb. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go about the session that y'all posted. I'm gonna copy the URL. I'm gonna be like, post this on LinkedIn. Shout out to me. So you literally can take this in, and as I'm in this, I'm gonna take this. Well, this is a video. I want to get those resources. There we go. Go in here. This is about a boy named Brian. I don't know how it's gonna get weird, but all right. So I'm in here. I'm gonna come in this. Write a short story. Now I can ask. Hey, this is not a good prompt. There's no elements of a good prompt. I'm typing with one hand. But the beautiful thing is that with the Chrome extension, it's going to follow you wherever you are currently working. I think that our on-site is better, which is just like having it tabbed up. I just wanted to show you that you do have access to that if you do not want to be going back and forth. Oh man, look at that. Brian's journey. It's out there. I could say, reduce the text level. I could say make it readable for a second grader. Change it to Hmong. Whatever I need to do, I can have that conversation, and it's there where we're currently working. Now, in Magic School, and the real reason that we're here is that, our tools are great. Our tools are fantastic. However, being able to customize them, I think, is really where the sweet spot is. And so with that, as I was talking to Brandy, we were going through some things. I'm going to go to this Georgia tab here, and those of you who added that collection, you're going to see, so basically what this collection is our full list of, all these, working with the DOE. The DOE doesn't even have these PBIS tools, only DeKalb does. Now, you're going to see that there's some good ones in here, right? Like SPED compliance, data unpacking, right? Like standards alignment. This is cool stuff. But in terms of the tools that have been created exactly for y'all, as I scroll down here, we're going to first start out with this PBIS drill down generator. Now, when you get here, the first thing that I'm going to need y'all to do is just press generate. When you generate, look at that, that's beautiful. I made that this weekend. Hi there, I'm your Swiss PBIS expert chatbot. Now, you can change that to whatever you want, right? These are fully editable. That's the beauty, right? Because you essentially have a Google copy of this chatbot. Now, what it's asking you to do is please upload, data documentation or anything that you want as a PDF, whatever you want, and then ask it for what you want it to do. If you want it to drill down, whatever you want it to do. So when Brandy and I were talking, she gave me the list of what this looks like, right, in terms of a drill down. And so I'm going to show you real quick what I put in terms of my prompts to build this chatbot. And so this is, as Brandy and I were talking, I was taking notes. I'm going to go to Edit Tool so you guys can see the back end. You're going to see that I have given it its role. I've also given some different websites that it can go to, as well as what I want the message to be for an opening. But then the drill down, right, in terms of the different goals, teaching strategies, celebration strategies, and then I've attached a bunch of different documents that I want to be able to reference as part of that knowledge base. Now, within this, I want us all, I don't actually have a student version to do, so I need you guys to help me experiment. So I need you guys to help me experiment here. I made one up on ChatGPT. It is not. And so, but what I want you to do here is you are here in Generate. And now down here at the bottom, once you've clicked that generate, I want you to attach a file of some kind that you're trying to analyze today. It is let's see. Oh, here we go. We're just gonna go up here. Georgia. Why is yours not there? The navigator. I'll have to share this with you. Is everyone seeing this tool? You guys aren't seeing the tool. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is new this weekend. I'm going to make sure that we're going to share this. I'm going to create a QR code live right now. So as I was saying, made this over the weekend. It should be in the collection, and it will be in the collection. I don't know why it's in my collection. It should be in everyone else's collection. What's that? It would be in your Georgia tab. So in y'all's tools, where it should be is when I go here, I'm just going to press save just so I can get out of this. But when you go, the way the collections work is essentially a folder. So as I'm in here, when I click on Georgia, you should see all the tools that are specific to the state of Georgia. Now, the one that I was just working on, that was with the tiny URL right here. So what I'm going to do here live, I'm going to do this live. I'm going to make a new tiny URL. I'm going to share the collection as of right now to make sure that it's in there. So I'm going to hand you the mic real quick.
Yep.
All right. So to share a collection, right? So as I'm in here, oh, you're good. I'll use a big teacher voice. All right. So when I want to share my collection, I'm going to go in here. I'm in Georgia. I'm going to come down here to manage collection. I'm going to share this. I'm going to make it public. I'm going to copy this. Now I'm going to go to a website called tinyurl because it's going to be a really long code. I'm going to put it in there. All right. And this is what I need you to type in. So tinyurl.com/mv7sj8wk.
One more time, they said.
It is tinyurl.com/mv7sj8wk. Now, once you put that into your URL, it will say, do you want to add this collection to your tools? You say yes. Now scroll down for me. Can you scroll down? Is it still not there?
I mean, that's what it won't let me scroll down anymore.
Why is it not? That is so strange. It's not going into it yet? It says, let me, oh my Lanta. Yeah, yep, it's for whatever reason it's saying it's private, but it's not. Because when you go into my tools, oh, y'all, there we go. All right, try it again. That is completely our bad. When we were editing these, we didn't want them live. Here we go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go back. If you guys type in that, let's just do a new link just to make sure that they're actually for you that. Sorry. Can you go back to your screen and refresh it to see if those are live now?
All these?
To the Georgia one. Yep.
I mean, is that it?
No, it's not in there. I have to do the URL thing again because they were private, and that was completely on me, y'all. Yeah, and it worked. It's there now. All right, so go here. I'll give you the mic. Let you share what you did to get there.
I just went to the top, the back arrow. So don't do refresh because it won't refresh the page. But if you go to the back arrow where you typed in the tiny URL and then go forward, it'll give you the same prompt as before. You click add collection, is down at the very bottom.
It's the same URL.
Same URL, just go back and then go forward. Don't do refresh.
Thank you.
That's all I see.
So-
I did
so-
exactly what you just said, but this is all I see.
If you go back, where was your tiny URL?
It was under here. I mean,
Sorry, I'll go back to the tiny URL screen. I promise you that this is going to save you hours of time. So this is the tiny URL to put in. Raise your hand if you have if you have it and you see the PBIS, the 3 PBIS tools. The 3 PBIS tools?
AI for it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
This is the free version.
Okay. So I want to, so it will stay in my.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So you don't see it yet?
I don't see it either.
Okay. So
So like I see it like when you say add collection, but when I add collection, then I don't.
okay. So go to Georgia for me. Will you go to your the Georgia tools?
Go to collection, go to Georgia.
Yep. Go to Georgia.
I see Georgia.
So
I don't see it.
so those of you guys who do not see it yet, if you do not see it right now, what I need you to do is type in the tinyurl.com /MV7SJ8WK. Okay.
Okay, so how do we do it?
And then re-add it. So she defines it. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
So if you take the same URL that ends in the JK, whatever that is, I can't see it from over here, but you have to delete the one that didn't have it from your collection. Then you go back up there and paste it so you can see the 3 options and then re-add it to the collection. You hit the trash can. You hit the trash can, it'll delete it out of your collection, and then you go back up, type the URL, and then you'll see PBIS Navigator, PBIS Tier 1, and the Swiss PBIS drill down. And then you just add that to your collection.
Awesome. And y'all, this won't even be a thing in the paid version because it'll just be preloaded. Right now, I'm just doing a hack. I'm doing a workaround hack to hook y'all up. All right. So as we're getting that figured out, I want to make sure that you guys can see it and feel it and try it with any of these tools. So with the Georgia tool, as we go to lunch, anyone that doesn't have it, I will make sure that we get it loaded up. But I want to make sure that we can see it and feel it. Now with this PBIS drill down generator, you are going to have to attach any of the data that you're currently working with. Right? You can type it in there, whatever you need to do. Put it in there. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to say because I don't have anything in here, I'm just going to say Jackson Elementary, 17 absences over the month of September, 67 referrals, 17 of them happening in the morning, 30 of them happening at lunch, the remainder at dismissal or after school, 4 suspensions, 3 of them for fighting, 1 for disrespect, 3 males, 2 of them in 5th grade, 1 in kindergarten, and 1 in 2nd grade. Teacher that gave the most referrals was Miss Stevens. I don't know Miss Stevens, but we're just making it up. All right, so I put it in there. Now, this could all be in there, right? Because if we just attach the sheet that's already there. Now, I'm just making up data. But if you just want to look at what your data is telling you and put it in there like that, that's cool too. But you can just simply attach it. Now, if you are on the Swiss system, if you just go to print, if you're on that page, if you just go to print and save it as a PDF, you're going to be able to get all that information. PDF is what, yeah. It can do, the question was, does it do images? Yes, but it's not as accurate. It's not, it doesn't drill down as much. Now, what you're seeing here, is that I have a precise problem statement. I have a data analysis summary. I have a goal. I have a student development plan. I have teaching strategies, and I have recognition strategies, and a critical next step. Now, that's just from me making up some random information that I put in there. Now, think about this with the live information that y'all have with Swiss, because we're entering all this stuff in. It's super powerful for what you're going to be able to do with it. Now, the other tool, the tier one strategies, if I go back here to my Georgia collection, tier 1 strategy finder, I'm going to give my situation. So what's happening at this school site? Tony is a 7th grader, as well as Ashley. They're constantly getting into fights and verbal arguments. Not sure of what is causing the root behavior, but a lot of aggression. They're constantly being sent out of the class into the office. Tony likes dance. Ashley likes sports. Many of the issues are happening at the start of the school day. Oh, it's not letting you do it. All right, I'll hook you guys up. Now it's coming up with some tier 1 strategies based on the situation that I gave, right? So once again, this is available on your cell phone, right? So as I'm going through and I'm like, what do I do with this situation? Boom, put it in. You're here in this real time. Principal's telling you, teacher's telling you, great, let's get after it. You can continue that conversation. So it's like, what specific behaviors trigger the conflicts between Tony and Ashley? Raina's asking us, how can I involve parents to address these issues? That's great, but just you can continue that conversation. Now, in terms of the our other tool, which is the PBIS Navigator here, this is just an overall tool, right? So think of this as like your own personal coach. This is loaded up with I think a couple thousand pages of PBIS documentation. Ask it any questions you want. Literally go in, say hi, I'm struggling with this. You don't. It's always kind of nerve-wracking raising your hand, or at least I feel like it is. And we're like, why don't kids raise their hand? Because it's nerve-wracking, right? You can ask the PBIS navigator for literally any kind of question that you may have, and go in there as a coach. Now, the favorite tool, who wants to see the favorite tool of the summer for across Georgia? All right. Now, what I'm going to do here is this is our internal data tool. Now, this is very similar. This is very similar to the Swiss drill down because it's going to use specific information. I'm going to do about 7 hours of work of what would have taken me 7 hours in about 3 minutes. Now, this is incredible for tier 1 interventions, and also, I believe, in terms of changing the trajectory of a classroom. Now, what I'm going to put in here, I'm going to upload some of my data. And so I'm going to go to this is actual demo use data from one of my friends that teaches here in Georgia. I changed the names of the kids. Literally just attaching the math assessment here. So this is literally just a spreadsheet. You get done grading it, how'd the kids do? You know tomorrow you're going to pass the test back, right? Some kids did well, some kids didn't do well. Hopefully we differentiate. I need to find the time to who do I put in my groups? So I'm going to say, break this down by standard performance, grade me as a teacher, and separate the students into 4 small groups based upon standard need. You can do this for full grade levels. Think about Beacon's assessment. Now this is me and my wife not being mad at me, because hopefully she wants to hang out with me, but so now it's going through. It's grading me in terms of my teacher performance, but it's going through based upon standard need, what they need to do, starting to create an action plan. Well, this isn't even the cool part yet, because remember, we got to be greedy. Can you all say be greedy? Be greedy. Okay, so being greedy means I have to think about what do I actually want this to look like in practice. And so when I was a teacher, I typically had like 20 minutes to pull small groups per day. That's when I was teaching elementary. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do one of the groups. And you would do this for all 4. But for group 2, please create a 15-day action plan. I have 20 minutes per day. Please show what I should be teaching the students in columns and rows to make sure that they have an understanding of the standards they didn't do well on. Create a revised assessment on these particular standards. 10 questions, multiple DOK levels, half open response, half multiple choice. Also create me the resources for days 1 and 2, and be sure to include a video link for both of those days. So, he said going out to party that night. So because this is 5-6 hours of time. This is a whole entire day today. It's going through everything, analyzing. Obviously, we're gonna have to make sure that it works for our kiddos, but I also have a revised assessment here, DOK levels. Get my learning materials for days 1 and 2. Now you could pull in your HQIM. You could put it in there and say, hey, this is how I taught it the first time. It didn't work. I need to revise it. I need to figure out how I can differentiate based upon what I did the first time to make sure that it works this next time. I would just do it. So this is for group 2. So I would do it for group 1, group 3, and group 4. Then you could take it a step further and say, hey, can you write an email home to each one of these parents explaining how their child did and what would be great for them to work on at home? Maybe it's flashcards, maybe it's counting cars in the street, maybe it's doing something with cooking, foul shots, whatever it is, right? Like, you're able to take this, what we've all done. Who here has graded an assessment before? We've all graded an assessment. The action from that was give it back to the student, put it in my grade book, and hopefully, out of sheer grit, figure out what I need to reteach. But now I can take this information and make it actionable within a couple minutes. And also give some opportunity for our parents to be like, hey, this is how your student did. This doesn't just mean 82%. Well, 82% still means that we have some room to grow, right? This has been one of the favorite tools of the summer, just being able to quickly pull in information and get what you need for that student. Who here does elementary folks check in, check outs? Check in, checks out, check outs. Okay, cool. Now, for that, how much time do I got? I'm almost. All right, cool. So for check in, check out, there's actually a tool for it, but you can go over to Raina. But I'm actually going to do it based upon an IEP, real quick. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to do our exemplar for now. Put it in. My mom was a special ed teacher for 36 years. She just retired. And when I showed her this, she was like, what? At first she was like, it's not going to be good. It's not going to do what I need it to do. And then she was like, oh, it does. But our CEO and founder, he was actually a special education teacher. And so a lot of these tools are very near and dear to his heart. But taking this, for any lesson plan, for any IEP, we know it should be more than a piece of paper. It's legally binding, right? But at the same time, it's a plan of action. It's a plan of action. What does this mean for this student? What does this mean for me? What does this mean for the gen ed teachers? How do I make this come to life? And so from this, continuing that conversation, please create a check-in, check-out system for this student with a rubric out of 4 using smiley faces. They have 5 class periods. Make sure one of the categories is keeping their hands to themselves, staying positive, and then you choose the next one. We'll start there. And I could adjust this in whatever way. I could say, hey, it's not formatted the way I want it to be. Make any changes that are needed. Yeah. Great question. So the question was, can that be exported, right? And so yes. And so there's multiple different export options. That's also, there's part of that goes with the enterprise stuff, but I'm going to hook you guys up with a code. So I'm going to send it to Brandy so that everybody in this room will have an edition of it, just as a FYI, right? To make sure that y'all are hooked up. Now you can see that I can export this to Microsoft Word, Google Docs, print it. The other cool thing is GPT doesn't have this yet. That's okay. Hey, it's no bigs. I can actually go in here and edit this live instead of like pulling it out or having to redo it. It's my last name. I'm just saving it just as an example. You can go in and make any tweaks or edits, but you can also export that into whatever you want. We also you can export to Google Forms for quizzes. You can export to Microsoft PowerPoint or slides. Really, really helpful in terms of just immediate action items that we can come up with. What questions? I just went through a ton of different things. What questions are top of mind for folks right now?
How do you save stuff to your collection? Yeah, how do you, so like you've created this, how do you save it to your collection so you can like go back and maybe copy it and then use it for another kid later?
Yeah, great question. So the question was, how do I save this? And so there's save it to a collection. Now we can create custom tools that we can save to the collection. Now for this general output, what we have here, that's what we call it. The output is going to be right here. So if I come in here to my output history over on the left-hand side, if it clicks on there for me. let's go. I'm going to start a new magic school real quick. I don't know why it's not letting me click in there. Let me see if, oh, there we go. There we go. I just had to be patient. My wife tells me that all the time. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient, James. And I find myself telling that to my son too. So you can see everything that you have done here, right? And so I can click back into this, whether I did it a year ago or, 2 years ago now at this point in time, and I can go right back to where I left off, right? And so you can search by topic, so in that search bar, or by tool. So if you're like, hey, that was cool, like I want to redo that, you just go back in there and find it. So one of the ones, let's do writing feedback, because that was one of the, if I come in here, you're gonna see where I left off at, right, with this, but I can come back and I'm gonna go to edit my prompts. You're gonna see that this was an actual student, this is an image of a student's handwriting. This is an image that I when I was walking through a classroom, I literally stopped, took a photo, and then put it in here. I didn't attach a rubric, so you see the different fields here. Our tools are built in such a way that we're trying to guide to what makes the most sense in terms of this. So I would just put in here instructions for feedback, rubric. I would just attach that rubric here and put it in. But you can just go back and continue the conversation or edit the prompts as you had it from the start. For any of these tools, our generic tools, we have built it because when you go into, Reina or ChatGPT, it's just an open box. And sometimes with an open box, it's like, what do I put in this box? What do I put here? So for a lesson plan, you'll see here that, I'm going to come through. I'm going to select my grade level, my topic. I'm going to put my state in. Now, with this additional criteria, one of the things that I put in that I like to say is that this is where you can add any context that you want, right? So I have a 50-minute block. I have 3 students that are ESL. 2 of them speak Spanish. 1 of them speaks Haitian Creole. I have 1 student that's special education that's nonverbal. So as you're coming up and creating the resources, it has that as a knowledge base to go through based on the topic. And so I have the Georgia DOE, the Inspire lessons pulled up. You can literally pull from the Inspire lessons or whatever your HQIM is, right? And you can pull them in, attach them here, wherever that, that standard or objective is. Because ultimately, you're trying to make this fit for a classroom or a group of students. This is more, that tier 1 support for a teacher as you're thinking through, hey, this teacher is struggling. How do I help them? Not only with, the behavior situation, but and making sure that's a really positive space for our students. Well, that starts with them, internalizing and making sure that they are set up for success from the start, right? If they haven't internalized, we've all been there. You jump into something, you don't know what you're doing, and all of a sudden, like 6 kids start talking. It's not going to be a very positive place, right? Because the teacher's like, oh, stop talking. And they're like, why do I need to stop talking? You're not talking about anything, right? Like, it's a circular thing. Now, with this, and the reason I went to this tool is because we can engage students so quickly with the power of AI. So I'm going to go through, and what was your name again? Brian. And where did you grow up at, Brian?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay. All right. Write a short story about a boy named Brian in Fayetteville, North Carolina, experiencing this content. Make him about 12 years old. He also likes football, and his favorite team is the Carolina Panthers, and he also likes music. Yes. And then also create me a study guide for my special education students. Create a vocab list in both English and Spanish. And give me 2 links to videos that I can use as the hook. So this is me being greedy, but it's also giving tier 1 intervention supports, right? So I would go through, maybe save my students and teach my teachers how to save. Hey, you have the same students and you want to make it custom to them. There's Brian's ecosystem adventure. And we'll go up to see how you can scroll up. Scroll up to see if it pulled in. We did football and music. Grabs his guitar. Here's cello. Okay. So I could go through and I could say, change the Lexile level of this. Make reading comprehension questions. I would not have picked you as a cello player. That's amazing. Okay. All right. What questions are top of mind?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you did the internal data, you were under the Georgia
Yep.
Collection. Was that because it was pulling Georgia standards? Like, what is the rationale of using it under there versus under RAINA?
Boom. Great question. So there's a lot of standards that are kind of similar. And there's a lot of standards that are, like, Georgia hasn't always had the same standards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's, like, I think it's like 7 different sets of math standards that Georgia's had over its history. And a lot of times it's like number sense. Number sense has been in all of them. But they're, like, labeled different. So the AI is kind of like a dog playing fetch. And so what AI is doing, it's like, okay, I found Georgia. All right, I found number sense. Bring it back, right? I'm bringing it back. And so what I did with the Georgia's tool specifically is I uploaded your current specific standards, right? Your current ones. So as you're pulling that data, that it's really precise. We've coded on the back end so that it's that if we go to the dog and fetch analogy, that it's like we're going in the right dog park, right? But sometimes it can, if you're using RAINA, pull up an older standard just because it's going out there, it's trying to do what exactly you want it to do. How much time do we got, Brian? All right. Do you guys want me? I can either create a custom tool with you real quick and teach you how to do it because you guys have the power to do it. Or I can put the codes up because you guys are all getting free t-shirts. And you guys are getting free t-shirts. And then I'm gonna get you a code that I'm gonna send to Brandy to make sure that you guys are all hooked up with the Plus edition. Okay? All right. I have to like put it in, and then Brandon's gonna give me a list of all y'all's emails and make sure that I hook it up. All right. Yeah. Well, and the cool thing too is that, like, you know, as we go through, you guys are seeing that, like, who here used Magic School last year? It has gotten a world better in a year. Every day, our folks are grinding, trying to figure out how we can be a little bit better, taking in teacher feedback, making sure that we can provide it. Yeah. What's that? One-on-one sessions? Mm-hmm. I can, but I'm going to do, I will show you, and this is what I'll say. So we gave this huge survey out, and I was very surprised with how many people took it, because you know how teachers do in the summer. Like, we don't, no, our team put out this is crazy too. We didn't even have a marketing team until December of this past year. It was like us just posting on Twitter and LinkedIn. We have no idea what we're doing, but teachers telling other teachers that it works. We have these certification courses. Have you taken the certification courses yet? So they're free. They're about 15 minutes a piece. And what I will say is that through this survey, we put it out, 80,000 teachers took the survey. Folks that had not done the certification courses said Magic School saved them on average around 5.6 hours a week. Which is still good, right? Like 5.6 hours, there's a lot that you can do with 5.6 hours. I'd be looking pretty ripped if I had an extra 5, and if I didn't have so many kids. But you know, That's 5.6 hours. The folks that had done the certification courses were averaging saving 9.8 hours a week. So it's almost double. And so by taking these certification courses, they're free. I know no one wants to do more PD. However, jumping in, doing those, they're constantly evolving. I would recommend those, and those are just on our website. So they're just on our website, and actually on that, what Brandy sent out with the Georgia Tools. So if you're on that Georgia Tools sheet, and you scroll down, you're going to see a video library of some of my favorite Magic School videos. But you're also going to see the certification courses, level 1, level 2, and you can just click into them. It'll take you there. But I'm always happy to jump on a Zoom or whatever y'all want. Now, if you guys I'm not a coder. Well, I kind of am now. But I wasn't when they hired me. I was like, hey, I'm James. I think AI is cool. So this is Brandy sent it out in an email, and it says Georgia Custom Tools in that email. And it's also in this. Right here where it says the GA Custom Tools, that tiny URL. But it should be in your email from Brandy too. And I apologize, y'all, on but those were still private because we didn't want them to be in everybody's Georgia Tools. That's completely my fault on those being. What? If you guys want, let's do a custom tool, and then I'll just put, as you guys go to lunch, I'll just leave the code on the screen so you guys can put in the code or just take a photo of it and go to our store and buy something if you want it. Now, let's do who wants to give me an idea for a custom tool? Literally anything. What's that again?
A tool for them to actually count their points, like either for the teacher to count the point, kind of like Dojo, like something along those lines.
Okay.
Counting of points.
All right, cool. So you're talking about like the students getting their sheets, they're getting points, tabulates it, comes up with the total score, goal score for next week. All right. So this it's not rocket science, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Raina. And I'm going to just start talking to Raina. Create a prompt for a custom chatbot that tabulates student points based upon their data sheet that they carry around to their different classes. You are an expert in PBIS. You also know Georgia state standards. We're located here in DeKalb County, Georgia. Make sure that any celebrations or gift cards or restaurants are applicable to the area. Make sure that you also write an email home to the parents based upon the score sheet for the individual student. Create a goal score for next week based upon the score that they received this week. Create the name for this tool, and also give me a 2 to 3 sentence description of the tool. So what I'm doing here is I'm using Raina to get my outline of my tool. So I put that in. I'm gonna hit generate. There's gonna be a little copy and pasting going on. Tool name, PBIS points tracker, and parent communicator. You'll see the description, prompts. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do there is I'm going to duplicate the tab. So Brandy, we're getting advanced here. We're making custom tools. Yeah. So we're so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna duplicate this just so I can have this open. Now I'm gonna come over here and click back into my home screen. I'm gonna say create a custom tool. Now I'm gonna go into, I can build off of a tool that currently exists, but for this one I'm just gonna do a custom tool. So I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna take my title. And a lot of this is trial and error too, right? So we're gonna put this in. I could attach any rubrics that I have or examples that I have as well. So I'm putting in my description. I'm gonna put in my prompts. Come in. Now this little eyeball, if you want it to be visible, you keep it open. If you don't want it to be visible, you don't. I'm just going to click on both those just to take them away for right now. Now I can further customize this to give it my own voice because it's writing an email. If you have any like catchphrases that you use so it doesn't sound just like AI, like I'm from Ohio, well, like Detroit and Ohio, but I'm an Ohio State fan, so a lot of times I would say go Bucks. And so like the parents would know that I'd be throwing some shade, but I'm also just having fun. So I'm going to go to next. Now we're going to try out this tool. I'm going to make up some scores for this student. We're going to test it out. Ariel had a 27 from Mr. Bryant, a 13 from Mr. Thomas, a 31 from Mrs. Collier, a 19 from Miss Susan. Once again, you would probably just attach this right from their own sheet. I'm just making this up live. Come up with my weekly total, my goal setting. You could put in like your different types of rewards that you like to do, right? In terms of where it's at. But now, if you like if you don't like it, then you can go through, you just click the back button and edit it, change your wording some. Now, I didn't click on prompt editor. That always makes me sound smarter. But if I go here, if I go to back, if you see here, there's this prompt assistant. Prompt assistant is literally going to tell you what it would improve on with the prompt and then give you an improved version. You can accept it, you can copy it. It's also going to tell you what it didn't like from the first one. Now, let's say that you get to the point where you're like, hey, I like this, or this is looking pretty good. Like this is a pretty solid tool. I can see myself using this, or I want to just put next. Now just press save. Now this tool is live. It's going to be in your instance. Then if you want to share it with a friend, you just go to share tool, make it public, copy it, send it an email. And then the org, right? Like once, the beauty of all this is that like the free version is really good. However, the enterprise is like everything's already built there. Like we're getting it all right now. We're pulling the pieces together to make sure that we have the support that we need right now, right? And so we're gonna make sure that you have that. I'm gonna put the t-shirt code up here on the screen. I'm gonna send Brandy email with the plus code to share out with you guys. I'll also share the slide deck, so you guys have that slide deck available to reference. And I'll put my email in there so you guys can hit me up if you have any questions. But I'm going to put that code up. They do make you pay shipping and handling. It's like $2 or something, someone said last one of these that I did. But they have some cool stuff. They might even have DeKalb stuff. Literally it says like DeKalb Educators Are Magic. I believe that is on our store. The email? I haven't sent it yet.
You said Brandy sent an email.
Okay. We'll make sure to get that sent to you. So the code, this is magicschoolshop.com. It's B2SMS25. It's $25. If you guys want some Magic School swag. All right. Well, that is all that I have for right now. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you, James. Go ahead, get your shoes on. They got to they do that on the screen.
I requested it last week. They had it available. Are you serious? Yeah, they made it happen. That's our marketing team.
James, can you come up to the front? Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Oh, let's try it again. Good afternoon, everyone. It's so good to see you all. I know we are all the way in October for this school year. We want to thank all of our PBIS coaches for your dedication and hard work and all that you have done to kick off PBIS for the 2025-2026 school year. We know that the work that you do, it's not easy work, but it's hard work, and we are so grateful for you guys. And team and everybody in here, give yourselves a hand. We also want to extend our gratitude and appreciation to Mr. James Spencer. Let's clap it up for him from Magic School. He is the executive accountant for Magic School, and I know he's a former educator, principal, administrator, so he understands the hard work and what we have to do to all the work that we do to support students to get those outcomes and just prepare our little ones and our older students as well, just for life in general. So thank you so much to you. Also, we want to extend a thank you, guys. Through this partnership, Magic School was kind enough to provide lunch for us today. So let's clap it up again. So Chick-fil-A is being offered to all of you all who attended today's meeting. We appreciate you, James, so much for this phenomenal training PL session that you provided. We're going to share the wealth and also try to put you in contact with other district leaders so that we can get Magic School, hopefully crossing our fingers, in DeKalb County School District. Thank you guys so much. And lunch is served in the hallway. Thanks, everybody. Lunch is 1 hour. We do ask. What time is it now? Somebody help me. All right. Can we come back at 1 o'clock, everybody? All right.
There's a DeKalb t-shirt that went live today.
Oh, you want to say it, James?
So the DeKalb shirt is live at the shop, and so our marketing team came through. So if you go in and look, it's there.
All right. Thank you, James. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy lunch.